There was a young man in Abia State, just another face in the crowd. Nothing about him screamed fame or global recognition. He was not born into wealth or privilege, no famous surname, no family legacy in ministry. But one thing set him apart: a deep, burning passion for God. His name? Jerry Eze. That name sounds familiar, right? Before anyone called him Pastor Jerry Eze, he was just a university boy with a dream that God would use him. While others were chasing trends, he was chasing encounters. He spent long nights praying, sometimes alone, sometimes with friends, sometimes with his mom. He wasn't asking for platform, but he was asking for God's power to touch his generation. And fast forward to after graduation, he became a youth pastor. He was faithful, consistent, and humble. He served under authority, he preached with passion, and he carried hunger that could not be silenced. Then came 2020, the year the world stood still. A pandemic shut down cities and churches, and fear became a global language. So while many wondered what would happen next, Jerry turned the one thing he knew best, which is prayer. With just a phone and a small team, he went live online. No fancy lights, no big stage, no massive production, just a man, his Bible, and his God. That was the birth of NSPPD, New Season Prophetic Prayers and Declaration. At first, only a few people tuned in, but heaven was watching, because what looked small to men was already thunder in the spirit. And when something happened, testimonies began to pour in: healings, breakthroughs, restorations. What started as a small live stream became a fire that refused to die. Within months, thousands joined, then millions, from Lagos to London, from Abuja to Atlanta. People woke up every morning to watch this declaration: what God does not do does not exist. That phrase became just more than a slogan. It became a sound of faith, a reminder that God still moves. Today, Pastor Jerry Eze is known around the world, not because of fame or fortune, but because he chose obedience over comfort. He didn't plan to be famous, he only planned to be faithful. And God took that faithfulness, that quiet yes, and turned it into a global revival. From a small room in Abia to millions of screens across nations. The story of Pastor Jerry Eze reminds us of one truth: when God finds a yielded heart, he writes stories that world can't ignore. So maybe you're watching this and wondering, can God still use me? Can something great come from my small beginning? The answer is yes, because the same God who raised a young man from Abia and made his voice echo across continents is still writing new stories today. Yours could be next.